All right, the question was asked, what kinds of things am I looking for when we've actually sent out an email blast? As a marketing person, there's some things I like to see. Two things really. What I like to see first and foremost is what type of traffic we're getting to the website. And then the next thing I like to look at is the comparison between how many emails were sent, how many got opened, how many got clicked through. And I like to be able to do that on a company basis as well as an individual basis. So let me show you really quickly the things that I look at. Every individual, when you log in, has the ability to look at the overall site traffic for the company. And I'm going to change this, and we're going to change it to the entire month of July. And you'll be able to tell kind of what I'm looking for. You'll be able to see that over time, you can see our normal traffic. Generally, these low points are weekends. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Here's an email blast that went out, and then it kind of tapers off for the week, and you're back into a weekend. So I always like to get a peek at what's happening with the overall traffic. You can see that over the course of several months now, up through the last few months, you'll be able to see all the spikes of when really good emails have gone out and kind of where we're at traffic-wise. And that's nice. I guess from a marketing standpoint, I like to see that we're driving traffic when we want to, and overall what we're hoping to see is that maybe over time we're getting a slight increase over time. But I think the most helpful thing for an individual, especially a salesperson, is to actually see what's happening with your customers, maybe compared to what the rest of the company's doing. So if you go to the report section and go to the email template report, you can then select a template. Like the last one we did, which was on Click, the forms products, and some lighting. You can select that template, and then you can update the chart. Now, this is for the entire company. You'll notice here the drop down was on entire company, and it'll show you here on the left 7,803 emails were sent. And if you hover over each of these sections of the pie, 85% of those emails were unopened. 13% of those emails, or 985 emails, were actually opened, and a total of 208 people actually clicked through. And if you wanted to see, who had opened, you can get a list of who's opened. If you wanted to know exactly who's actually clicked through, it'll sort the information that way, and you can kind of dig through it. But I can also look for each individual. So again, I've logged in as Joe. I'm going to look as if I was Joe, and I'm going to use the exact same email template. I'm going to update that chart now. Now, Joe, if you look at how he did compared to the overall company, he did considerably better with his contacts. He had 76% instead of 85% that weren't opened. He had 26 or 21% that actually opened the email, but only 3 people actually clicked through. The things that I'm looking for as a marketing person is to what's this conversion rate like? I've seen a direct correlation between people who are really working their customers. They're not just pulling lists and doing random searches through LinkedIn and things, but they're actually really working and talking to these individuals. You'll see maybe a different ratio. Over time, things get better as well. So the more that you work with your customers and that they trust what we're sending them is good information, you'll see that the numbers will change over time. But these are good things to look at. You can, as an individual, you can look at your chart again as compared to like the entire company, which I think is the best one, is to see how are you gauging towards everybody else, and is there anything that you can do to maybe improve the information that you have in the system. Some of it is just strictly following up with people and making sure that they got your email, and if they have had a chance to look at it. I know our sales reps a lot of times will just make some follow-up phone calls with some of the people that they kind of expected to have things open from that didn't. It gives them a good chance to follow up. Not that they're saying, hey, I'm creeping on you or watching you, but it does give them a chance to follow up. But those are the two things that I'm looking for on a regular basis, which is how did I do on that particular email template? How did it work for me? And then site activity as well. How are we doing driving traffic to the site? Again, we're trying to educate our customers that when they're looking for something, they know of all the different kinds of things that we do, and therefore they want to come and visit us first before they go someplace else. And with the tracking involved now, you can see, when somebody's come around, and then you can actually see too, like what they're actually looking at and when. So hopefully that's helpful.